Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So, it's been a while since I've done a video, since the last one I did. I had lots of videos planned, what I was going to do and stuff, but unfortunately in the area where I live we've had lots of windstorms, and so the woods and the forest that I want to go and camp in have had a lot of tree fall, and I'm just not going to risk it this time of year. I'm not going to risk doing a wild camp when there's widowmakers everywhere in the woods, and especially if I'm going to go out into places that I don't know and I don't know the lay of the land. So yeah, so what I'm doing today is I'm actually out camping. This is actually a camping video. I'm up at a place near Chesterfield called Baslow. Probably some of you have even been up here. Yeah, but I'll show you the campsite in a bit. But I just wanted to get out, go camping and do something. I'm at a paid campsite, I'm not out wild camping. But it's like, I say that, it's kind of in between wild camping and being on an actual campsite. There's toilets and there's running water at this place. I'll show you all that in a bit. But it's just spectacular around here. Just have a look at this. So stupidly, I forgot my gas bottle for my stove, left it at home. So I've had to do a 5-mile round trip to walk into Baslow to go and pick up some food, because everything I've got with me is for cooking. I've got a couple of soups and I've got some pepperonis, but that's not going to sustain me for very long. Not out here in this time of year. This is a little wood. The Baslow's just down there. If you can just see it through the trees down there, that's Baslow. There's a little village shop in the middle. Luckily, I've done this before, so I know where shops and stuff are. So it's not too much of a disaster. It's a nice little walk as well, actually, going through this wood. You know, lots of people ask us, people that go camping, you know, why do we do this? Why do we go out this time of year camping when it's cold? Oh, you must be mental. You know, I think most of us that enjoy this camping, this urban camping, stealth camping, wild camping, I think most of us just like getting back to nature, don't we? I think when you work in a factory or you're in an office, or your day-to-day grind of the week, some of us, me, we like to come out to the countryside and get back to nature. I think there's something about sleeping under a shelter in the woods that takes us back to that primordial, that primeval bit of our brain, where we just like to be out in these wide open spaces and get back to nature. You kind of return yourself into the food chain, because anything could happen to you out here, couldn't it? But yeah, it's the thrill of being out here, you know, getting back to our hunter-gatherer ways and just living it for a couple of days out in the wild. I think that's why we do it. And I love it. I love being out here, and I get the urge. And the best thing about this is that I've got somebody that loves me at home that I can go back to, and that makes it all the more worthwhile. I enjoy doing this, but when it's time to go home, I enjoy going home to my family. This is a de-stressor. I come out here, I de-stress, I go back happier, and I think we all need to do it every now and again, no matter what you're interested in. Everybody needs to do this to get their head straight, get their mind straight, and just enjoy being out in it. It's just amazing. This time of year, people, oh, it's cold, but you see a different side to the countryside when you're out like this. I mean, you've got all the trees up there. Look, all the trees are like turning gold, and whatever leaves are left on there, they've almost gone now. But a lovely golden colour, and you know, you're walking out in it, and it's just great. I just enjoy it. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling on. just thought I'd show you which campsite I'm actually staying on. It's the Eric Bine campsite. Access on foot only. Car park next to the Robin Hood, 200 yards up the hill. And it's not a bad little campsite. It's £3.50 a night per person, and you've got toilets, running water, and you can leave your tent. You can know it's safe. So check it out. If you're in the area, if you're in the Baslow area, Chesterfield area, go and check it out because it's well worth the money. It really is. So just sat in the tent, just chilling. All my stuff's over there in the tent, on my sleeping bag. Just having a bit of a chill. Don't we? Squashing those things. Most important stuff. So yeah, got thermals on, thermal long johns on, in the tent, settled down for the night. What I'm going to do is tomorrow I'll show you the setup and some of the kit that I brought with me, and you can take a look at it. But there's no push now. There's no point because it's just too dark. By the time I got back, it was pitch black. I've got night vision on the camcorder, but I might do some filming the night if I wake up. But as for now, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll bring you back in the morning, and I'll show you the tent setup, what it's like in here, and that sort of thing. Night, guys. See you in the morning. Morning, everybody. That was an interesting night. I've got a bit of sleep. It was extremely cold last night. I think it was a little bit damp in the tent, but there's no condensation from what I can see, so that's alright. But I'll bring you back in a bit when I'm up and about, and I'll show you the campsite and where I am and stuff. So this is where I slept last night. This is the, as you can see, I'm using the DD tarp multi-camouflage, and this one is the 4x4. You can see it's absolutely massive, this tarp. And the way I set it up was, obviously you can see I've pegged it down on the ground. I use bungees. For setting this up, because when you've got a tarp this size and there's only one of you, you don't want to be messing around tying fancy knots. It's just a case of just get it up, bang it up, and get it all set up. And that's what I did. See, it's got a nice little area under there for doing some cooking and stuff. I want to show you the tent though, because the tent is pretty good. I used this last summer as well. I thought it was going to be a bit of a gimmick. I didn't think it would be very good, but this is actually a pop-up tent, and it's really good. It's really good. It just folds down. It's got two layers to it. It's got an inner tent and an outer tent. It's not one layer. It's really good for condensation. There's no condensation in there this morning, even though, as you can see, it's been really foggy and misty overnight. There's no condensation there. There's no drip on anything. It's all on the outside of the tent, which is really good, and that's due to the great airflow that's inside. As you can see, there's whole sections of the tent that is just mesh on the side of the tent there and on there, so it's all breathable. It's only when you get down to this lower level down here that it's not mesh, but it's fantastic. And it was really warm in here last night, really warm. Obviously that's my sleeping mat that I use. And yeah, gonna get all my kit sorted out, gonna get tidied up, get some to eat, and then I'm gonna pack up and I'm gonna make my way down to the road, which is in that direction, down there, down towards the gate. And I'll bring you back in a bit and I'll show you where the wash and the toilets are. But as you can see what I mean by it's in between being a wild camp and on a, you know, a paid for campsite, which this is. This is a paid for campsite, but it's in between because it's very wild, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that up there. That's if you can see it on the hill. You can just make it out in the centre of the screen. There's a marker post up there, and that lines up with one right over there, and that's called Nelson's Point, and they all line up, and there's a stream of them that line up across the moors as like wayfinders. Anyway, I'll bring you back. Wow, look at that over there. That's amazing. You know, you turn around in places like this and then you see something else that you want to look at. Look at that over there, look. You can see where the mist is in the distance. Look at that. So those are actually trees on top of there. That's not cloud. Those are trees. You can see where the fog bank is resting on the low ground over there. There's blocks out again over there. Right guys, I'll bring you back in a bit. So I've just taken the tarp down, and on top of the tarp was some snow. It looks like it was actually snowing a bit last night. Didn't forecast it, but it's only a little bit, but it must have snowed at some point last night because the tarp was covered in snow. So yeah, first snow of the year down there as well. Snow. Right everybody, all packed up, nothing left, just my Mountain Dew down there, which is going to get consumed in a minute. Apart from that, ready to go. Just show you this over here because it's awesome. Look at that. It's amazing, isn't it? And this is what we do it for. It's views like this that you can't see out your own house window every day, is it? You're not going to see that every day. And up there in the distance, you can just make out the... it's over there somewhere, try and find it. There it is. You can just make out on the top of that cliff range up there. That's the navigational point. Right at the end over there is a compass bearing point. It's a little pillar sticking out of the ground. You put your compass in it and you can take a bearing from that and you can find your way around the Peak District, which is where I am. Forgot to mention that. Also, I forgot to mention this as well. When I was talking about my my tent earlier, I forgot to mention the make. So the make is Amflip. It folds down into that. Obviously, you're not going to be taking that hiking with you or backpacking. It's a little bit too big. But for me and the family, because we've got two of them, me and my partner have one, the kids have the other. They love it. It's fantastic. It goes up really quick. It goes down really quick. No messing about with poles and stuff. So it's ideal for that sort of situation. Or if you're just coming out somewhere like this where it's not too far and you want to do an overnighter, it's the perfect tent. Really is. So away we go. Nothing left behind. Just as I found it when I came. All my rubbish in the bin. And this is great. This is like little bins down here on this site. Just got to mention as well that if you do think about coming to this site, it's actually a walk on site. And it is quite a walk. There's no car park. The only car park is down at the local pub, about 200 metres down the road from the entrance. But these are the bins where you come and drop all your rubbish off, stuff. Little place like that. This is the gate. What I like about this is that if you don't want to go on a fully commercial campsite, you don't have to, because this is just a farmer's field. This is just like wild camping, really. Yeah, you've got toilets and stuff, and running water, but you're still out in it, because that is all moorland there. That's all moorland. All up there, the rocks, the trees, that's all moorland behind there. The cliff face up there, you couldn't really see that yesterday. Over there, the mist going down over it. But like I said last time, this is really like an in-between of going to a commercial campsite and actually doing a wild camp. So that's what I like about it. You know, obviously in the summer it can fill up. This is really used by backpackers that are just coming through. They're heading towards Edale over that way, towards doing the Pennine Way, and this is like a little stop-off point before they get to that. So you do get lots of backpackers stopping here. You don't get many families, obviously, for obvious reasons. It's not very accessible, but you do get some. But it's not noisy. Sometimes it's a really nice atmosphere up here. Actually, you know, you get chatting to people and stuff. You do get your idiots occasionally, but you know, not many. You know, let's go. It's a bit stiff. Nice dry stone walls. Sheep. That's the farmhouse down there. I don't know if you can see it through the trees. Oh dear. It's like something's had a pigeon. So that's the little farmhouse. The farmer does live in that farmhouse. There's your toilets and your fresh water. That's where you get it from. That's just as you're coming out. Obviously the entrance to the campsite's up that way. Come all the way down here. And you go in there, and that's where you get all your water, toilets and stuff. That view over there. It's amazing. Truly amazing up here. Try and get some more of that in. That in the distance over there, where those two trees are on the horizon, that's Beeley Moor over there. And as you come over there, those trees right back in the foreground, right at the back over there. If you go through those woods, I think for a couple of miles, you get to Chatsworth. Chatsworth House, Chatsworth Estate is over that way. And down in that valley, down there. Right guys, that's it, we're leaving. There's a little farmhouse in the background. And that's it, we're done. So, if you like this video, and you like my content, you like what I was doing, please subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. Leave a comment about what you thought about this place up here, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. And yeah, this is Dark Night Camping, signing off.